Hello, this is Isabel. I hope everyone is doing well. If this is your first time at my channel, I hope you learned something new or another way to use blogs. I'm going to go over how I use EduBlogs in the classroom. I know there are some videos out there that go over EduBlogs and how to set up an account and go over all its features. This video will not be that specific. I don't think I use this site like everyone else. I don't have individual blogs for each student as I've seen other teachers use it. I imagine that's a great way to see student growth. If you use it another way, or like I do, I would love if you left a comment. I'm always open to suggestions. The way I have been using it in my classroom is a bit simpler. I write prompts and have the students comment back. Let me start with showing you EduBlog's website. To begin, sign up for a free account. You can always upgrade and get more features, but honestly, I have been using this site free for years and it's always been enough. And you know teachers like free stuff. If we can get away with not paying out of our pocket, then it's a win. Once you log in, you will see your dashboard. I will go over posts since that is where I'm mostly at when I'm on EduBlogs. Once you begin posting, you will have a list of everything you've written. To create a new post, you click on Add New as you see here. I begin with my title and I write my prompt. For the most part, my prompts are current events or topics that I want an opinion on. You are able to add media to your post. I usually include a picture. You have different options when it comes to publishing your post. You can save your writing in draft mode and come back to it later. You also have visibility options. Mine is set to public since I moderate everything the kids write. You can also publish immediately or set a specific date. If I'm working on this assignment on a Thursday, I usually set the date for whenever I want my kids to view it. I assign one every week. If I have gotten behind in class, I like the flexibility of keeping my post in draft mode. I also like to create categories to keep myself organized. My classes are semester long, so I set them up by 6 weeks and the specific year. The Media tab shows any media you have ever uploaded. I'm skipping over the comments since it shows the students' emails. Appearance is where you would set up the look of your blog. As I said, there's other videos showing how to set up a blog. I really have only changed my blog appearance a couple of times. I don't have any plugins and I am the only user in this blog. The options in the drop-down menu are several. This would be useful if you have a co-teacher or assistant, but in my case, it's just me as an administrator to my own blog. We are finally in the blog itself. I'm going to show you how I assign my blog. I am an elective teacher that is set up in a computer lab. All of my assignments are given through a learning management system. Schoology is the one I primarily use. I've been using it since 2013. I have to say that I love it. I do have some videos on Schoology if you're interested. The one I have been using for the past month is Google Classroom. My campus decided to be consistent, so everyone is using it. I have had to learn how to use Google Classroom, but thank goodness they are similar where it matters. My kids know how to work online. Downloading and uploading is its own lesson, so it hasn't been so bad for them. As you see, when I assign it, I include instructions, the link to the blog, and I also include a word counter. I give them a point for every word they write. I don't accept anything less than a 70. When I introduce the blog in the beginning of the semester, there are 3 things I make sure I go over. One is that their writing is public, so don't write deep, dark secrets. When I say public, I tell them that all my students will be able to read their comment. 2, I really stress how I will not be grading them on grammar. And 3, I do not tolerate plagiarism of any form. I'm including the plagiarism site I use. Be careful with the ads. There's so many, but it's free, so I get it. I really just want them to write. And yes, I've had kids copy from their peers or random websites. This is where the kids see their prompt for their writing. They do their writing in the comment box or they can write it on wordcounter.net so they know how many words they have written. They then type in the necessary information. All these instructions are included when they barely get introduced to the class blog. Once they post their comment, they will get a message that their comment is awaiting moderation with their written comment. They then screen capture their writing and submit it to my LMS. Then I read their comment, copy-paste their words to word counter, then approve the comment. Once approved, it is visible to everyone. As you can see, I have a lot of posts. I really hope it stays free. I used to use another kid blogging site, but they started charging, so that's when I came across EduBlogs. It's truly fun to go back and see writings of my past students. If you have any questions about anything I've said, please leave me a comment and I will get back to you. I would really like to know if you use blogging in the classroom and how. I myself like to journal, so I really enjoy reading their thoughts on random topics or current events. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.